How's it going, guys? So this video will be about Ben Shapiro voting for Trump. Dr. Jordan Peterson is back, and the third presidential debate is absolutely rigged. So this segment will be called This Week in America or America Today. I haven't really decided on an actual title for this segment, but it's basically a video series in which I'll be going through politics in America, and there'll be certain issues that I want to discuss that won't fit into a standalone video. So basically, let's jump into it, as I really want to discuss these certain topics as I find them quite important. So let's go.
I did not vote for Donald Trump in 2016. I am voting for Donald Trump in 2020. There are three reasons I'm going to vote for Donald Trump in 2020 when I didn't 4 years ago. First, I was simply wrong about Donald Trump on policy. Second, I wasn't really wrong about Donald Trump on character, but whatever damage he was going to do has already been done, and it's not going to help if I don't vote for him this time. And third, most importantly, the Democrats have lost their minds.
So as you can see, Ben Shapiro admits that Donald Trump has actually governed as a conservative. I don't agree on the fact that him being on Twitter, his statements are awful and terrible and really hurt his campaign. I really like it. He's honest. The media spins it all the time, basically lying about it, what he has said. And thirdly, yes, the Democrats have gone completely insane. If you are voting for Joe Biden in this election, I honestly think that you need some help, as I don't understand how you could vote for him when he is basically just a vessel for the far left at this point. It's really like, please vote for Donald Trump, as what happens is in America, something happens and then it trickles down into other countries like Australia, Canada, the UK. So please vote for Donald Trump, as 4 years of Joe Biden will mean the destruction of America and the destruction of all Western countries.
So, first of all, Donald Trump has governed pretty conservatively. I thought he would not be conservative in his governance. I was just wrong on that. Donald Trump radically cut regulation. You actually saw reductions in the number of man hours dedicated to dealing with regulation for the first time in a long time under Donald Trump. He appointed originalist judges to the best of his ability. We're talking dozens of them, textualist, originalist judges who actually care about the role of the judiciary. He cut taxes, jogging the economy, raising it to heights not seen in half a century, the lowest unemployment rate in half a century, people having their wages rise at the bottom of the spectrum. He appointed pro-life people to the executive branch and pursued pro-life policy via executive order. He dumped out of the idiotic Paris Accords, which were useless and counterproductive. He dumped the even more idiotic and evil Iran deal, which gave money to the Iranian mullahs to use for terrorism, as John Kerry freely admitted. Donald Trump crushed ISIS. He killed al-Baghdadi. He killed Qasem Soleimani. Donald Trump is the first president of my lifetime not to start any new wars, which is a kind of big thing. He moved the American embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. He brokered the first meaningful peace deals there in 3 decades in the Middle East. He cracked down on China in unprecedented ways. He's resisted using the federal government to control everybody's life during COVID. That's a big thing. This is the biggest government power grab of my lifetime, and Trump refused to do it. Donald Trump restored due process on college campuses because he actually cares about due process, or at least his Secretary of Education does. Contrary to popular opinion, Donald Trump has not actually threatened the institutions. The fact is that Donald Trump may have been hemmed in by his own people. Whatever the rationale, he has not threatened the press. He has not threatened the legislature. He has not used the executive branch in nearly as powerful ways as Barack Obama did. Now, Trump hasn't been as conservative as I would like on everything. He's spent way too much money, like oodles too much money. I actually care about that stuff. His perspective on trade is a zero-sum game. I think it's wrong-headed. He still signed into law the USMCA, which is a pretty good trade deal. But these are problems I've had with a variety of Republicans, including George W. Bush. Trump has governed overall in a far more conservative fashion than W on policy. He is the most conservative president of my lifetime on policy. Of course, Ronald Reagan left office when I was 4 years old.
I apologize for the long clip, but I do agree with Ben Shapiro on all of those issues. Donald Trump, in most regards, has governed fantastically. He has done what he said he's going to be doing. You've got to remember that Donald Trump has the media, the left wing, and some of his own party against him. So with all of that opposition, it is difficult to do everything that you want to do. But still, it's fantastic that Ben Shapiro admits that Donald Trump has done a good job on, say, judges, reducing regulations, all of that. It's a fantastic thing to hear from Ben Shapiro.
Second, times change. When I said I wouldn't vote for Trump in 2016, I was worried about three things. One, policy. Again, I was wrong. Second, I was worried about the soul sucking of the Republican Party to approve bad behavior, the people nodding and grinning at bad stuff Trump did. A lot of that has happened. And third, I was worried about toxicity down ballot, right? Losing House seats, losing Senate seats, blowing out the Republican Party with minorities and women and young people. A lot of that has manifested. But here's the thing. It's already manifested. And me not voting for Trump in 2020 doesn't stop that from manifesting.
Now, this is a topic I disagree with Ben Shapiro. I don't think that Donald Trump's language has affected minorities, women, people of color, all of that bullshit. I honestly think that anyone with a sensible brain will realize that when Donald Trump says something, they just take it at face value. They don't listen to the media. They don't listen to the Democratic Party. And they actually use, the brain cells that they currently have to see what he's actually saying. For example, what happened in Charlottesville. The good people on both sides, the Democratic Party, the media will constantly say that, Donald Trump is saying there's fantastic white supremacists. That's obviously completely ridiculous. He has denounced white supremacy so many times, it's not even funny. So basically, I am hoping that the American people have enough brain cells combined that they will vote for Donald Trump over someone like Joe Biden that is quite obviously has dementia. He's just basically a puppet for the far left. And yeah, it's just the media will completely and utterly lie about anything. As you will see in a further segment of this video, that the far left and the media are so intertwined that it's not even funny. The third debate moderator is fucking so incredibly entrenched with the far left that's not even funny.
Third, and most importantly, the Democrats have lost their f***ing minds. They've lost their minds. So have members of the mainstream media. So have members of our bureaucracy. So have members of academia. These people must not be allowed the mechanisms of power. Our most crucial institutions, from corporate America to the universities, they've been corrupted top to bottom. And giving them power over your lives, more power over your lives, huge mistake. The Democrats are no longer the party even of Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama. They're the party of Bernie Sanders. And they're just wearing around the mask of Joe Biden. They're the party of Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. Joe Biden is a Potemkin village of a candidate. He is not a bulwark against radicalism. He is a facade for it. Everybody knows it. That's why Bernie is touting him as the most progressive presidential candidate since FDR. There's a reason that Noam Chomsky is on board with Joe Biden. Right? I mean, if you just watch this stuff, it should scare the hell out of you. Today's Democratic Party is not even the Democratic Party of Barack Obama circa 2008. Barack Obama circa 2008 supported traditional marriage. Barack Obama circa 2008 was not openly in favor of packing the courts or getting rid of the filibuster. Barack Obama in 2008 used to speak about personal responsibility sometimes. Like, all of this is just gone. The Democratic Party is now the party of radicalism.
This is obviously completely true. The Democratic Party is basically the party of riots, looting, misinformation, complete bullshit, to be honest. You have Black Lives Matter Antifa completely running rampant throughout America. And you have high-level Democrats basically saying, oh no, this is all completely lies, bloody, from Fox News. It's ridiculous. So, if you think that Joe Biden or the Democrats are going to be able to stand up for your rights as Americans, then you're fucking insane. And the only chance that you have of keeping your country and then, from the trickle-down effect, our countries, Australia, Canada, UK, please vote for Donald Trump. As the far left absolutely terrify me. It's basically like in Australia, we have the Green Party, which are absolute lunatics. It's basically if they were completely in power and had absolute control of what to do. It would mean absolute ruin for our country, so please, it's not just for you guys, it's for us as well. We need you to stand up and absolutely disregard the far left, which are trying to take power at the moment.
The simple mandate for the Democrats is this. They now believe in cramming down their perspective on everyone they can via any force that they can control. They believe that you should be forced by law to violate your religious beliefs if it conflicts with their social views. They believe that the science says we have to destroy the free market in the name of the environment. They say that unborn babies aren't babies, that men can be women. And if you disagree with any of that, you're a bigot and you're a homophobe, and you're a terrible person. They believe that your right to keep and bear arms should be heavily infringed, if not outright abolished. They believe that due process comes second to intersectional identity, that we shouldn't judge you as an individual, we should judge you based on your racial group. They believe that America is systemically racist, rooted in sin and evil, founded in 1619, not in 1776. They believe that every single disparity in America can be chalked up to racism and bigotry and America sucking. They believe in racial, sexual orientation quotas, overt discrimination. They believe in a hierarchy of victimhood. If you're low on that hierarchy of victimhood, you should shut up. If you're high on the hierarchy of victimhood, you can say whatever the hell you want. You will never be held accountable. They believe that economic freedom should be curbed in the name of income equality. They care far less about growth and prosperity than they do about some bizarre notion that equality is its own good. They're complicit in a culture war on anybody who disagrees. They seek to ruin anybody who stands in their way, and they will activate the media, they'll activate social media, they'll activate their friends in academia to get all of that done. Meanwhile, they'll make room for Antifa and Black Lives Matter. They will cheer the rioting and the looting, or at least they'll go along with it and refuse to condemn it. But if you go to church during a pandemic, you are a danger to society. If you go to grandma's funeral, you're super dangerous. But if you are out there rioting and looting and burning things, that's just a philosophy, guys. It's not a movement. It's not an organization, as Joe Biden said. They literally will not even condemn Antifa. Okay? Antifa is a terrorist organization. They will not condemn it. They will not condemn Black Lives Matter protests that escalate into rioting and looting. They think that there's no relationship whatsoever between an ideology that suggests that America is at root evil and that every institution in American life is infected with that evil and the rioting and the looting. On foreign policy, the Democrats want to kowtow to Iran. They want to re-enter the garbage Paris Accords. They want to make nice with China. They've threatened to destroy the Electoral College, pack the Supreme Court, abolish the filibuster, add states by simple majority to vote Democrat. They say they'll use impeachment as a purely political tool. In fact, they've even said they want a congressional committee to use the 25th Amendment to get rid of a sitting president. They seek to centralize all power in the executive branch, and they hope to overrun the powers of the states. They're aided in all of this by corporations, the mainstream media, and pretty much anybody else they can get their hands on. They've created a social structure dedicated to ostracizing anybody who dissents on leftist dogma. If you vote for Trump, you are evil. Your friends should stop talking to you. You should stop talking to your own parents. Maybe you should be fired. Certainly, people should stop treating you like a human being. So, here's the deal. I'm voting for Trump. You don't have to love Trump's character. You don't have to like his Twitter account to vote for him. You don't have to approve of the crazy or bad things that he says or the way he often acts. But if you care about the Constitution and economic freedom and the security of the United States, you really don't have a whole hell of a lot of choice. You should vote for Trump. You should certainly vote against Joe Biden and a Democratic Party that is running completely off the rails and now threatens the integrity of the Republic if they are given the levers of power.
So that was an insanely long clip. I don't really have much else to say in regards to that matter. I completely agree with Ben Shapiro on most points. Like I said, I don't agree with him on Donald Trump is offending women and people of color, minorities, blah, 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 blah. With his tweets, it's generally the media absolutely spinning what he says to fit a certain narrative. But yeah, please vote Trump. Anyway, the second story we're going to get into is Dr. Jordan Peterson is back, and he has given some reasons as to why he has been gone, what he's going to be doing next, and I thought that it would be a good issue to get into, as I do really like Dr. Jordan Peterson. Stoked that he's back. Glad that he seems a lot healthier than the last time that I saw him, and yeah, let's see what he has to say.
I've been suffering from impaired health, severely impaired health, as a consequence of benzodiazepine use for anxiety, or more accurately, from a combination of using that medication and then ceasing its use once I realized it was dangerous. That's put me in and out of hospitals for much of the last year in Connecticut, in the United States, in Toronto, in Canada, in Moscow, in Russia, and in Belgrade, Serbia, as my family searched for specialists who could aid me in the severe post-use withdrawal and neurological damage-related consequences of both the benzodiazepine use and its cessation.
So as you can see, he's obviously been through a really tough time, which I really feel sorry for him, obviously. I like Dr. Jordan Peterson. I like a lot of his videos, like his interviews, so I'm a little bit biased, but I am really, really stoked that he is feeling better. When the last time I checked, that it had about sort of 400,000 views and about 100,000 likes, so Obviously, a lot of people are really stoked that Dr. Jordan Peterson is getting better. It sounds like he's been going through a really, really tough time. And yeah, I'm just really glad that he is getting back to his normal self. And yeah, going to all the different hospitals that he has had to go through in all the different countries, it sounds pretty terrible.
My family, my wife Tammy, my son Julian and his wife Jillian, and my daughter Michaela and her husband Andre have been of inestimable value to me and provided me with tremendous support during this period. Michaela and Andre accompanied me to Russia and to Serbia. Both of those episodes were extremely grueling and lasted for months. But I'm alive and I have plans for the future. I want to thank those people from the bottom of my heart, my extended family and friends, whom I will name elsewhere, went above and beyond the call of duty. In my estimation, I certainly not convinced that I would have the character to provide to any one of them what they provided to me. So that was a humbling lesson, I suppose.
So as you can see, he's obviously gone through absolute hell. Thank God he had a support network that could help him through this trying time. I know a few people were sort of happy that he was sick. Not many, though, obviously. Many people have been helped by Dr. Jordan Peterson. I'm really glad he's back. I like his lectures. I like his videos. Hopefully, he eventually gets back to the point where he can do interviews. And I just really want to say congratulations that you're at the point where you are healthy enough to start up again. And there is a lot of support behind you. So really, congratulations. Anyway, let's jump on to the third and final topic in regards to the third debate, in which, bloody hell, it is rigged to hell. Like, the politics in America at the moment, everything seems to be absolutely rigged against Donald Trump and for the Democratic Party. I don't really understand, once again, how anyone can vote for Joe Biden, but hey, there's a lot of stupid people in the world.
Well, the third debate is going to be a disaster. This Kristen Welker woman has deep ties to the Democratic Party, and now they have unilaterally changed the subject matter of the third debate, at least so says the Trump campaign. What they say was supposed to be a foreign policy debate has now become a general, families in America and race and things like that. And Trump isn't having it. The Trump campaign has issued a letter to the Biden Debate Commission, they say, about the change. If a lot of people are saying the change is the result of the Hunter Biden email stories, because guess what? This is going to come up in a foreign policy discussion. Joe Biden has to contend with Libya, the failures of Afghanistan and Iraq, and now his own son in China and Ukraine. So sure enough, the debate commission changes what it's all about.
So as we saw in the second debate, which obviously didn't happen in the end, they had 2 town halls, but the second debate moderator tweeted Anthony Scaramucci, which I've seen a couple interviews with him, absolute scumbag, obviously just one of those career politicians, absolute rhino. So yeah, and Chris Wallace obviously basically gave Joe Biden a pass, absolutely grilled Donald Trump, the 2 different town halls. Joe Biden basically had just a cup of tea with his moderator while Donald Trump had to fight his moderator. You can absolutely see the bias, and them changing it is obviously really to get away from the Hunter Biden emails, which you've had social media, the Democratic Party, the legacy media, all trying to get away from, because they're worried that it will take the wing out of Joe Biden's sails, which once again, I don't understand how anyone is actually voting for Joe Biden, but there's a lot of fucking morons in the world that don't follow politics. If someone in Australia can see that Joe Biden is an absolute nutcase that has dementia and will be just a puppet for the far left, then I don't really see what excuse people have for voting for Joe Biden. But anyway, let's continue.
Well, here's the statement from the Trump campaign. They say, "We write with great concern over the announced topics for what was always billed as the foreign policy debate in the series of events agreed to by both the Trump campaign and Biden campaign many months ago. The topics announced by moderator Kristen Welker, fighting COVID, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership are serious and worthy of discussion. But only a few of them even touch on foreign policy. Indeed, almost all of them were discussed at length during the first debate won by President Trump over moderator Chris Wallace and candidate Joe Biden. As the long-standing custom, and as had been promised by the Commission on Presidential Debates, we had expected that foreign policy would be the central focus of the October 22nd debate. We urge you to recalibrate the topics and return to subjects which had already been confirmed.
And my problem is most of those topics, I don't think many people really give a shit about, like climate change, really. I honestly think you would be wanting to talk about China in regards to the coronavirus, China in regards to the Hunter Biden emails, and foreign policy in regards to how you seem to have a vice president of your country using their son to use their position to basically gain money. It seems like a bigger issue than most of the shit that they want to talk about.
We understand that Joe Biden is desperate to avoid conversations about his own foreign policy record, especially since President Trump has secured historic peace agreements among Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain. We recall that Biden's former Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, maintains that Biden has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the last 4 decades. Biden has supported endless wars and given aid and comfort to our adversaries, including Iran, which was delivered pallets loaded with mountains of cash, just as 4 Americans were released from captivity in Tehran. Biden also has advanced the interest of China over his 47 years as a Washington politician, putting their concerns ahead of those American workers. New information recently revealed indicates that Biden himself was mentioned as a financial beneficiary of a deal arranged by his son Hunter and a communist Chinese-related energy company. If a major party candidate for president of the U.S. is compromised by the Communist Party of China, this is something Americans deserve to hear about. But it is not surprising that Biden would want to avoid it. It is something irresponsible for the commission to alter, and the focus of this final debate, just days before the event, solely to insulate Biden from his own history.
Anyway, guys, I might leave it there. I'll be leaving all the videos in the description box down below so you can watch them in their entirety. Basically, we know that the third debate's going to be rigged. We saw the first debate was rigged. The town hall was rigged. All the media's obviously talking points are rigged. They don't cover Hunter Biden at all, bar, say, like Tucker Carlson on Fox News or independent content creators. They obviously want Joe Biden to win, and I honestly think that the polling is wrong and that there is a massive silent majority that is going for Trump, as I just don't see how people can vote for Joe Biden at this point. He is such a terrible candidate that he's honestly worse than Hillary Clinton. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. This might be quite rusty. This is a test run. Let me know what's good. Let me know what's bad. And also, Arthur Messier is a great YouTube commentator that has actually helped me get back into doing these sort of videos. I'll leave a link in the description box down below to his channel. He does sort of news like this. He does YouTube drama. He does all of that. He's I really like him. He's a great content creator. So check him out. And I'll be doing a video in the next couple of days of while I've been gone. I'll be doing a live stream. So anyway, give me shit. Say, whatever you want. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you later.